Hi, everyone. My name is Flynn Messmer. My pronouns are they, them, and I am a junior chemistry major and criminalistics minor.
Yes. Hello, everyone. My name is Jude Ampher. I go by he, him pronouns, and I am a junior year marketing and business information systems major. Together, me and Flynn are the head OLs for this upcoming year.
Yes, we are. So this is kind of an extension of our Leadership University that is posted on NKU Admissions YouTube page. So if you haven't watched that one yet, please check that one out first because we'll talk a little bit more in depth about the position, whereas this is just going to show you how to apply and how to work the application system. So first, what you're going to do is just log into jobs.nku.edu. I've already done that, so you guys don't get to see my password. Sorry. And you will get to see that our job posting, if you search up orientation leader, and this is what it looks like. We have not yet gotten our dates approved yet. When they are approved, they will be updated on this page. So if that's something you've been looking for, this is where they'll be once they've been approved. And it just has information about what you're actually going to be doing. And so then you'll go ahead and continue your application or apply for this position. Okay, so you're gonna get to your personal information. I'm not gonna show you my guys' personal information, but it's here. So you just fill this out. This one's pretty basic, not a whole lot to it. Do use your NKU email address when you type in your email. That's how we're going to be contacting you for interviews. So, Jude, you want to talk about the federal or institutional employment?
Yes, absolutely. So, federal, this was a question that tripped me up last year when I was applying to be an orientation leader, actually. And so, if you're not sure, but you filled out a FAFSA, chances are that it is on your FAFSA. So, double check that document. If you're like me and you had not filled out a FAFSA, then your best bet would either be to go to financial aid's website, or in my case, what I did is I just called financial aid and I had the whole question answered within under a minute. And so that, I know that question can be a little bit confusing. So that's what I would recommend doing for that question. Yeah.
Yes, and if you get confused by what your FAFSA says, just call financial aid. They will be able to help you, I promise. If you can't find it on the website or if you're confused on what the website says, just call them. The hours, days, work availability, it's going to be the dates that are on, that are posted when they're approved. And those will be, you'll have to be available from 8 a.m. to 8 p.m. You usually don't stay as long as 8 p.m., but it is if it's necessary. And it's a little earlier than 8 a.m. just to like get there and set up. But that's kind of the work schedule that you'll need to have. And we have orientation programs 3 of the 5 days of the week, how it was last year. This year it's still up in the air because COVID and other things, and the program still needs to be laid out. But that's how that was.
Yes. And another thing that I'll add, because I know I've gotten a couple questions about if you need to provide your social security number, because some students, especially international students, aren't sure if that's required because they might not have social security numbers. So if you don't have a social security number and that makes you apprehensive about applying, know that the social security number portions aren't required. They're not required fields in the application. And so the important part is as long as you're eligible to work in the United States, then you're all good to go to apply. You don't have to have a social security number to apply to be an orientation leader. So yes.
And then the next part of it is just your educational history, really just your high school and what amount of college you have completed. Right.
We love the internet.
We do.
Yeah.
This is employment history. If you would like to add this, you can, but if you have it on a resume, you can just upload your resume already. If you don't already have a resume, then you can go ahead and input this. Either way, if you have it, add it. And then these are the really required parts for the application. Everything else is just so we get to know you as an applicant. Hopefully, if you're applying for this position, you are a current student of NKU.
All right, believe it or not. Yeah.
And then, in your opinion, what is the primary role of an orientation leader? This is a very open-ended question. There's no right or wrong answer. We just want to see what your opinion is.
Don't think too hard about it, guys.
No, don't overthink it. It's not a trick question, I promise.
No, it's not.
And then your expected graduation date, just do the math. If you're expected to graduate in 4 years, just add the 4 years and put it someday in May. Don't worry too much about that. And the same with the 2.5 GPA or higher. That's just something we require. So
yeah. And I know some of you high schoolers, or not, some of you freshmen, some of your first years, you guys might just have your high school GPA to go off of. And so just try to think of your high school GPA if you can, and then just like use that. Probably do the unweighted GPA, just because that gives us like a good idea. We just want to make sure that you're not putting your class as second to orientation leaders, because still, you're in college to learn stuff, as boring as that sounds.
Yes. And then the only document needed to apply is the references. That's just a list of your references on a Word document or a PDF. If you don't really know who to ask for references, it would be like any academic advisors, previous employers that you're still on good basis with, or any professors you've had in class that you've really enjoyed and you had a really good time with them. Just email them. They don't need a letter of recommendation. This is just their name, their email, maybe their office phone number if that's something they're okay with you sharing. But of course, email them before you list them or contact them in any way you can, because we might need to contact your references.
And then probably also give a brief description of your relationship with them. So if they were your boss or they're your professor or advisor, just make sure you include that as well.
And then the resume is optional. Of course, if you have work history that you want to add, but you didn't want to go and fill it all out through the previous process, you can just upload a resume that you have that lists that. And then we do not have a cover letter being required, because it's very hard to write a cover letter. I struggled with my cover letter. So if you have it written and you're really proud of it and confident in it, submit it. We'll read it. But if you don't have one, please don't worry about that. That is not at all easy.
We'll read your cover letter, that's for sure. And at least the resume will really help you stand out and really help us get to know you better. But again, the resume and the cover letter aren't required, only if you want to go above and beyond. So
Yep. And then so what's the internet doing?
There we go. It's the Steely Library Wi-Fi.
Okay. And then this is your demographic info. I said, you guys can see this, I don't care. It'll just ask you your demographic. Yeah.
It's all, you'll know if you're a protected veteran or not.
You'll know these things. I said.
Yeah, you'll know these things.
And then this is just, again, filling out the form. So,
yes, lots of forms to fill out. It's all just, legal stuff.
Legal stuff.
Again, you'll know if you fought in the war, you fought for your country or not. So
you will. And so because I didn't put all of my stuff in, because no one needs to see that, it'll say my application is complete. When you fill it all in, it will say it's complete, and you'll be able to review, and I'll have all your info all right in here, and it'll be so fantastic and wonderful. And yeah, again, if you have any questions, we will put our emails in the description of this video, as well as following NKU orientation on Instagram. So you can do.
Absolutely. And a couple more things that I will mention is, you know, if you're unsure about like how to format your references, I'd recommend first just like going to Google and just Googling like how to do a references list, because I think that's how I made mine when I applied. Um, and then if you have any questions, obviously, just email Flynn or I, and we can certainly help you out with that. And then the other thing I'd recommend too is that if you have your resume, but you're not really sure if it looks good or anything, resume help at nku.edu can certainly help you with that. All you do is email your resume to resumehelp at nku.edu, and a person whose job is to check resumes will actually go and like say, this is the good part, this is the bad part, get rid of this, change this, reword this. And it'll really help you, you know, make sure that your resume is up to brass tacks, as they say. And so again, go follow at NKU Orientation on Instagram. If you have any questions about anything we talked about today, I would just DM that Instagram account, or you can email me at amforj3@nku.edu, or Flynn at
Messmerk1@nku.edu.
Thank you so much for watching, guys. Hope you all apply. You should.
Yes,
So
please
excited to see you.
apply. All right. Thank you.
Ah.